you ask different versions of me in the past on what she's doing in her free time, I think all versions will give you the same answer. But even though I've drawn my entire life, I remember having one major turning point, like a really big level up, which is in the first year of uni when I was taught about drawing and design basics. Properly practicing the foundations has massively improved my art. I think my art has become proportionally good, marketable, like it's good enough to be sold. My parents also mentioned how my artworks have improved a lot, like compared to before. But it's been a pretty long time though, so right now I want to revisit the basics. So whether you're a beginner or if you've drawn for some time, if you want to practice drawing from the basics, I hereby invite thee to come join me. This is my portfolio for my drawing class in uni, and these are the things that I've learned. We're gonna use this as a guide. I've broken it into 6 parts, so this series will have 6 episodes. On each, we're going to have a specific topic to learn, do a little study about the topic, and then do a little practice, which I really hope you're joining me in so we can learn together. We're gonna start simple today, beginning with lines. So grab your pencils, grab your papers, let's start exercising. I forgot to mention that we are not allowed to use erasers or rulers. We're gonna fully use only our pencils and our hands. My aim for these exercises is to practice using my whole arm. I'm trying to not use my wrist power because they're usually used for like sharp, small details, right? But the range of motion is limited if compared to when I use my whole arm, like my shoulder. I will have more steady, fluid lines with greater range of motion. So that's my aim for today. Roughly speaking, there are 2 types of lines, geometric and organic. For the second exercise, we're going to train our observation skills by drawing basic shapes and then give them texture. In this exercise, the goal is not the drawing itself, it's not to make it pretty, but rather training our observation skills. If you can observe an object properly, you can draw it properly. We're going to start with observing, looking closely to our reference pictures. We're going to break it down into simple shapes and figure out how we're going to translate what we see into something simple. nothing genius about this. I think I'm giving up, but that's okay. I'm gonna take a little break and continue with the other two. There's nothing genius from this block. You know, if you're following this with me and in the process you felt like your drawing looks a bit weird or not realistic at all, don't give up yet. It's just an exercise. It doesn't have to look good. Remember the goal, which is training our observation skills. Honestly, I figured out like there's a lot of things that isn't perfect in these pieces, but it's an exercise after all. So I hope the next time I have to draw like crystals or trees or lacy fabric on my artworks, I am better equipped. And I think this really trains it really trains your way of like observing your reference picture closely and like translating it into a comprehensible drawing. How about you? How was your experience following through these two exercises? Was it hard or was it easier than you thought? Was it an enjoyable process? Was it tricky and difficult and confusing? However it is, I hope it does add some EXP to your drawing skill levels and motivates you to draw more. And be sure to be here next week for our next set of exercises in Back to Basics. I'll see you next week. Have a nice day.